and thanks for joining. Let me get my video going here so you all can see me. Hi, I am Hannah Holloway with Lehigh Hanson, and I will be giving you guys kind of an overview. Just wanted to talk a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and then also give you all an overview about internships with our company. So let me go ahead. I'm going to work on sharing my screen really quick so that way we can get this presentation started. 1 second. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm Hannah Holloway with Lehigh Hanson. I'm the national campus recruiter for Lehigh Hanson. And really just the purpose, like I said, of this session is to just help everybody learn more about Lehigh Hanson and how you can land an internship with our company. So just to kind of start off, our internships are typically during the summer. They start at the middle to end of May and end in the middle of August, just depending on people's school times, when they graduate or when they end their schooling and, kind of go off for summer break and things like that. So even though the next class of interns wouldn't start with us until next year, we're actively starting to recruit for these internship positions. So with school getting ready to start and career fairs about to begin, we know that this is a crucial time for a lot of students who are looking to get their foot in the door with a company and just find an internship. So as we all know, internships are useful and important for the progression, just to kind of figure out, who you are, the type of career that you want, and the type of field of work and job that you want, to specialize in the future. So with Lehigh Hanson, we have been building our internship program for quite a few years now, and we're looking forward to just bringing in a new class of interns into our doors for the summer of 2022. So to start off, like I said, I really just wanted to tell you all a little bit more about Lehigh Hanson, who we are, what we do, so you can just get a better idea of our company in general. So to start off, Lehigh Hanson is one of the largest construction materials companies in North America. We approximately have 550 active operations in the US and Canada. And I tell people anything dealing with rocks, you name it, and we supply and manufacture it. I know it sounds silly, but that's really our business, is dealing with rocks. So essentially what we do, like I said earlier, is supply and manufacture construction materials. So we produce and distribute materials such as cement, aggregates, ready-mix concrete, asphalt, things like that. So we have a parent company that is based out of Heidelberg, Germany, and they are Heidelberg Cement, which is our global entity. And they're one of the world's largest integrated manufacturers of building materials. And they lead in the market with aggregate, cement, and ready-mix concrete. So those three business lines. And then with that being said, Lehigh Hanson is the North American entity of Heidelberg Cement. So we hold business in the US and Canada, as I said before. So just to give you kind of a better idea, overview, footprint of who Lehigh Hanson is and where we are as, a company with Heidelberg Cement, here is a layout of our footprint. So you can see that North America makes up Lehigh Hanson, and then the rest of the world makes up Heidelberg Cement. So it's always just really amazing to me to see, this footprint, just because I forget how widespread our operations are and how much our materials are actually needed in the world today. So moving into that, with the business lines, we have a few different business lines, like I stated before. But starting with our cement, at our cement plants, we, in all of our plants, and our aggregates, asphalt, and concrete, we distribute all of our own material and produce our own material. So with cement, we produce gray cement, custom colored cement, slag, and more. And then as far as aggregates and asphalt goes, we produce a wide variety of materials such as crushed rock, sand and gravel, and hot mix asphalt. And then we also utilize recycled materials in this production as well. And then last but not least, there is concrete. And with concrete, we create ready mix concrete and concrete pipe, cast, and other products. So each of these materials and business lines are huge parts of our company as a whole. And we have different markets and regions that we produce and supply to numerous customers throughout North America. And just like the other footprint, this is a Lehigh Hanson footprint, and this just kind of gives a better idea and understanding of who we are as Lehigh Hanson in our North America entity. So each section of color represents a different region. We have our Northeast region, Midwest region, West region, and Canada region. And so with each of these regions, we have different business lines that are spread out. So as you can see, we kind of have widespread operations with all of the different icons that are on the screen. And you can see, where our cement plants are, our aggregates terminals, different offices, ready mix facilities, and different things like that, just so you can kind of see our layout. So over these next couple of slides, just to give you an idea of the types of structures that our materials are used for, these are going to kind of give you an idea. But to start off, let's go ahead and start with the world's longest floating bridge. How cool is that? But what we did is we supplied over 136,000 yards of concrete cast, which is pretty amazing just because it's such a long, wide scale, large scale project that it definitely, it's pretty impressive to see the way that it was laid out and to get that up there. And then moving on, the next structure that's pretty impressive, we supplied more than 4,000 cubic meters of ready mix concrete for the National Holocaust Memorial. And this actually won the Architectural Hardscape Award, which is a pretty big deal in this venue. So it's neat to see that our materials actually were within an award. And then the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Lehigh Hanson supplied approximately 70,000 tons of aggregates for the production of the ready mix concrete for this stadium. And that was a huge project that our materials were used in. And then last but not least, the US Bank Stadium, better known as the Minnesota Vikings Stadium. We supplied for the production, we supplied ready mix concrete, pipe, pavers, and precast concrete for this construction. So this was another wide scale project that was pretty neat to get to see come alive. So that was just more, like I said, I really wanted to just be able to give you all an overview just of who we are, give you an idea of what we do, and that way you could kind of see the background behind Lehigh Hanson and the company overall. So moving forward into our internship program, this is more information on our internship program, how to get actively recruited, and how to really just get involved with Lehigh Hanson overall. So to start off, the Lehigh Hanson Internship Program is a 3-month paid summer internship program that we actively start recruiting for in the fall semester of each year. Our positions have not yet been posted for the coming 2022 summer intern cohort. But within the next month, we'll be seeing more internship positions being posted and getting posted to our website and then to also our school's website. So be on the lookout for that if you look at our website or look at our Way Up site as well. But we begin going on campus to a number of different schools in the fall and then again in the spring. But we start recruiting now. Today, as of today and as of yesterday, we are already starting to look at and receive resumes for internships and looking to be able to build our next internship class for next year. So that way we can start bringing in students. But we will be doing virtual information sessions this year too with our schools and then also with Way Up. And then we will also begin doing some coffee chats throughout our social media platforms just to be able to speak with our network of students about recruitment opportunities and things like that. So within the internship program overall, we strategically place our interns where they will gain exposure to diverse situations, learning from different leaders, and then engaging in various career opportunities with the company. So typically the locations are in more rural areas since these are where a lot of our plants and locations are located. And then interns, with them, a lot of the time they get exposure to plants that are positioned around their home plant. So we typically base them at one plant for the summer, but we like to be able to kind of get them out and about so they can travel to different plants and get to see the different operations because all of our operations are different. That we actually have a few operations in our Midwest that we have underground mines. And not a lot of people get exposure to those. So, if you're in the area where those are located, then you're able to kind of go and see that and work there just because a lot of our mines are surface level mines. But it's neat to get that exposure and to really be able to move around to those locations and network with more Lehigh Hanson employees as well. But most of our interns are also spending their days outside. So due to the nature of the engineering work at hand, we have our interns outside, in our cement plants, in our quarries, in our ready mix facilities, and more. So this is a huge part of our recruitment for interns. So if they're, willing to relocate and looking to get their hands dirty in an outdoor environment, that's definitely something that, we're really wanting to look for. And then our goals of the internship program is to really give students a clear picture of what it's like working with Lehigh Hanson, and give students a clear picture of what beginning a career in the construction materials industry is like. We also want to help students to build skills that can transfer into our industry and then also into other industries as well. And most importantly, we really want to be able to transition interns to full-time employees upon graduation. So our internship is about testing us out for a full-time job once you graduate. And that's the ultimate goal. If you like us and we like you, we really want to make sure that we're getting you your foot in the door, and making sure that, your internship was worthwhile. And that way you can come back and build that career with us overall. So in regards to who we hire students from a variety of different engineering majors. As you can see here, we hire chemical, construction, electrical, environmental, geological, mechanical, and mining engineers. And these are just our core engineering majors that we hire across the US for our internship positions. So there's a few more outside of this list that I know that we hire, for instance, industrial. I know that we've hired a few of those here and there in the past. It just really depends on the needs of our plants and what we're looking for in regards to projects and things like that. So the qualities that we look for, we really just look for in each of our engineers, starting with determination. That would have to be, just the drive and the the want to learn and gain experience with the company. I think that's a huge one. Communication, to be able to communicate effectively and just be a leader while on the job. A lot of the time with these internships, you were placed at a plant and you're typically the only intern, which is awesome because you're getting that hands-on exposure and that hands-on experience. But being able to communicate effectively, ask questions, and just be able to take on, responsibilities and be independent. I think that's something that's huge as well. Work ethic, obviously, work hard and show that you want to learn and have a valuable experience and internship. Up for anything attitude, this is a huge one, especially on my end, just because, especially working in a plant environment, you never know what you're going to get. And you never know when you're going to have to stop what you're doing and start something else. So we want our interns just to be up for anything so that they can be prepared for whatever the day has to give them. And I think that goes to show just, but even within our industry, every day is different. There's no day that's the same. And I think that's something that's exciting about our job, and exciting about, being an engineer in this field of work. But just having that up for anything attitude is huge. Being a team player, obviously, to work well with the people around you, having enthusiasm, being optimistic and excited about the job, excited about the next day, and excited to learn. And then obviously geographic flexibility. And I know this sounds crazy, but this is a big part in our search just because we have locations all over the US. And a majority of our interns typically have to relocate when they join us for the summer. So I know that relocation word kind of sounds scary to a lot of people, and you're thinking, how will I be able to relocate? Lehigh Hanson, for our interns, we will relocate you. We'll take care of the costs. We'll find you housing. We'll make sure that you are all set up for success for your summer. We know that that can be a burden in regards to finding housing and things like that. So we'll make sure that you are all taken care of. We've just really found in the years that we hire interns that are wanting to have all of these qualities, or that have all these qualities, and really just drive home, who a Lehigh Hanson employee is. And we found within our Lehigh Hanson employee group that this is really what we look for, and this is what makes us up as a company as well. So we look for these while we're out recruiting, and just because they're ultimately the best fit. So having these really helps to just up your potential. And then the one thing that I always tell people, whether, speaking to them on campus or during an interview is this will not be a go get coffee internship. I know that sounds silly, but we put our interns to work. We want to help them get exposure to things so that they can get exposure to things they wouldn't have, in the classroom or maybe in previous work experiences. So you can really get involved in a wide variety of things within, a quarry, cement plant, ready mix facility. But we want to give our interns meaningful hands-on projects to help them to understand our business and then be able to grow yourself as well. So sometimes we even have our interns head projects, which is really neat. Like I said, we want you to be able to work independently, but also work as a team. But, being able to take on projects like that is huge. We typically have our interns get up close and personal with our plants and quarries so that you can understand the process and production that goes into these locations. It's really the overall, as much as you can learn, as much as you can get your hands on, that's what's going to help you to grow. So within our interns, no matter where you are, no day will be the same. Like I said earlier, there are different projects that are happening around the nation, and each of our interns are readily equipped with our teams, making sure that, they're getting their questions answered, making sure that they have the correct tools, the correct knowledge, and the training just to get the job done effectively and efficiently. That's something that's huge, especially to keep everybody safe. I know that especially in our industry, that it's a huge part of just maintaining sustainability, maintaining safety and health as well, making sure that everybody is readily equipped so we can keep everybody safe too. So starting off with what the interns do, I think this is something that gives kind of just a brief overview of our main internships that we do offer, and then giving kind of some insight as to who they are and what they do. So chemical interns, as I stated before, are typically placed in our cement plants. The main role of a chemical intern at our cement plants is to prepare, process, and check the quality of the material that's being processed and produced. So essentially, chemical engineers are responsible for the operation of the cement production process. They, sometimes they work in our labs where we do mixed design. So kind of getting a little bit of exposure to that is really neat as well. But mainly, like I said before, outside in our cement plant, being able to just kind of work with the process production, quality control. A lot of it is typically process engineering, but getting kind of the quality control side is neat as well. But really, the chemical engineers are the ones that are making sure that everything is in preparation for our production for our customers. Our mechanical interns, they're mainly located at our cement plants and aggregates facilities. They are really a kind of a jack of all trades, I feel like, just because they can really be placed anywhere, and we always have a need for mechanical interns. And that goes for also our engineers in training. That's our full-time opportunities. But right now, since we're talking about interns, mechanical interns are definitely something that we always are looking to hire. But our plants are filled with obviously heavy machinery and equipment. So that's obviously to be handled by a mechanical engineer. And this type of role of engineer in our plants would, assist in operation, maintenance, project management. These are just a few responsibilities, to name a few, that you could get involved in and really be able to work towards in a career path and in internship with us. And then mining interns, they're typically located in our quarries and our aggregates plants. And then a large portion of our business involves mining engineering. We have a lot of, mines and quarries and things like that. So we're always looking for mining engineers. It's a huge part of our business. So they're constantly working with mine planning, continuous improvement of our quarries and locations, and getting involved with project management and mine construction. And then again, also our operations. So they have a huge hand in a lot of our processes. And then these are just, like I said, a few of our main internships that we do offer. But with each of these interns, it's crucial that you're willing and wanting to, like I said, be working outside and getting your hands dirty. Our internships are not desk jobs, unless you're obviously business focused in our corporate internship role. but our engineers are constantly out in our plants, kind of in that more dirty environment. But we like to see when people are not afraid, to kind of get their hands into different projects and just to continuously learn. A lot of our interns, like I said before, are exposed to a wide variety of things. So one day you could be realigning a kiln, and the next day you could be working in the pit with one of our loaders. So like I said, each day is different. It's exciting. It gives you a better focus on what our industry is like. But there's endless possibilities just in regards to how you can get involved with Lehigh Hanson as an intern. So moving forward and getting your foot in the door with Lehigh Hanson, I recommend getting in touch with us, whether that's through our website, through an email, through submitting an application. Regardless what it is, we want to hear from you. So as I have said previously, we're always looking for talent. No matter when we're hiring for it, we're always looking to kind of create that pipeline and to grow people. So our recruitment begins in September and spans through March of next year. So the earlier you get your resume to us, the more quickly we can work with you and see if there could be a fit with our company. So visit us on campus. That's the next one. And during virtual events. So if we're coming to a campus near you, which we typically post on our social media sites and then on our website as well. And then also virtual events like this through Way Up. This is the best way just to get to know us on a more personal level and then also see what opportunities that we have available. So we'll be doing a couple more sessions, I know, through Way Up. But this is just really just to make sure that you can hear more from us, connect with us, and get to know us overall, because we will be talking about a wide variety of things, I know, in this fall semester as well. But next, connect with us on social media. Connect with us, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. It helps you to see what projects we're working on in North America, and then also what we're doing as a company. I think that's super important. And that goes into my next point, is to do your research, get to know us. Researching any company before you speak with them is a huge part in knowing what type of company you're going to be working for and what the company does. So there have been a number of times that I have spoken with someone, on and off campus, and spoken to them about a career, and they're looking for a career in architecture. And, if they would have read our website, we don't do architecture. It's really cool and it's really great, but we're on the supplying of material side. So if they would have read our website, they would have known that. So it just shows when you've done your research and you know what you're getting yourself into when you talk to a company and when you're approaching them. That means worlds. It means that you've done your research, you're passionate, you're at least interested, and you know what you're talking about. The next, obviously, is important. Send your resume, and don't be afraid to send your resume. So make sure you have your most up-to-date resume. We're always looking for students to come in and who are passionate about what they've done and just get it out there. So although we may not have a position open, sending your resume doesn't mean that it's just going to go into a black hole. We want to take your resume and then be able to find a fit for future opportunities. So that's something that's huge, and we want to be able to help you with. And then be open to relocation. I think that's something too that, like I said before, we want to make sure that we can get you the best of your internship experience, and that is probably going to be relocating. We do relocate a majority of our interns for the summer, but we will be able to help you with that. So if that's something that you're interested in, then that's definitely something that we are interested in you. And then internship questions. So a couple of questions that we've been getting a lot is first about the pandemic. I know that the pandemic has set a lot of people behind, and it's caused people to, not be able to find jobs. It's caused people to get let go from jobs, or maybe you had an internship lined up. I know that actually happened with our internship program in 2020. We weren't able to bring on interns that year, which was so devastating for us. And I couldn't imagine how it felt for our interns. But what we want to be able to do is let you know it's okay. Don't panic. Everybody's in the same boat. And I know that that's hard to think about, but I encourage each of you to just, keep in contact with companies. I, for a fact, enjoy staying in contact with students and with candidates who, we haven't been able to bring on, but we have a position coming in the future that we could, put you in contact with and get you in the recruitment process for. It's networking overall. It's the way that you can work to find what's the best fit for you and leaning on the people around you, even if you don't know them super well. That's what recruiters are here for. That's something that I'm here for. I want to be able to help you to find your career path. And if that's with Lehigh Hanson, that's definitely what I want to be able to drive home for you. So I just encourage you to keep sending your resume, keep applying. And for our internships, we don't necessarily look for previous experience. So that's something that obviously, if you have previous experience, that's great. But, if you have been involved on campus, if you have, been involved in organizations or even just active outside of school, we like seeing, people who like to be outdoors or, get involved in things like that. That's definitely something that we like to see on resumes. And that's what internships are for overall. They're for, getting your foot in the door and finding the career path, post graduation. And I think that's something that speaks worlds as an internship. You're not supposed to have experience going in. Obviously, it's great to have, but going in, we hire a bunch of people who, don't have previous experience. So don't let that, sway you from not applying or not sending your resume. And then the best time to apply, I tell people to send their resume to me at any point in time. However, the positions will be getting posted in September, like I said. Once the positions have been posted, we'll then begin the recruiting process, conducting interviews. And you can always get in contact with me through the following email at careers@lehighhanson.com. Which leads me to my next point is the recruitment process. This is something that a lot of people always ask us about and want to get more information on. But it really starts with submitting your resume, obviously. Once we have that, I will conduct a phone screen with you, talk to you a little bit more about what you're looking for, get you involved in a virtual interview with our team, potentially a second virtual interview if they want to bring you on site. I know that with COVID this past year, it's been kind of different with bringing people on site and if we're able to, and the level of comfortability of candidates. So typically it's virtual as of right now, but then we move into an offer if you are selected and then move on from there. So, and even if we get through and no offer is given to you, I definitely love working with people who don't get an offer for one position, but could be a great fit for another position. So don't let that, sway you. If you don't get an offer, that's something that I would like to be able to work with you on just to make sure that, you can find a fit at Lehigh Hanson. So that was all that I had for you today. I do want to thank each of you for joining the session. I hope that it's been informative and that it's helped you to learn more about Lehigh Hanson and the internship opportunities overall that we have, to offer and that are to come. But I encourage each of you just to feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, you can reach out to me through careers@lehighhanson.com so we can get connected and see if there could be a fit for future internships. And opportunities, to move on from that. So with that being said, I guess I'll just go ahead, open the floor for any questions that you all might have. I'll look in the Q&A as well, just to kind of see what is up on there, and then we can go from there. But any questions that you all might have would be wonderful. Looks like James asked what the company culture is like. I really like touching on this just because I have the privilege of being able to travel all over to different cement plants, quarries, offices, everywhere from the East Coast to the West Coast to Canada. And it's really neat just to see the way that our employees interact, the way that, they care for one another. They are, always wanting to help and not just want the best for the business or themselves, but they're looking out for each other. And I think that's something that's really nice. And then also just seeing how our our employees and our company overall, wants to keep everybody safe. I think that's, like I said, it's a huge part of our industry. And then also keeping sustainability. Sustainability is huge, reducing our carbon footprint. And I think that's something that that's a huge thing for us. So we really take pride in that as well. So let's see what the next questions could be. Yes, you can send your resume to the email, to the careers email. That is my personal email. I will get your email and I would love to connect. Feel free to connect with me through there, connect with me through LinkedIn. I'm always available and I'd love to, hop on a call at any point in time and talk to you a little bit more about opportunities and what you're looking for. And no, cover letters are not required. You can, if you want to send a cover letter, you're more than welcome to, but they're not required. Just as long as we have your resume, your most up-to-date resume, that would be great. And then in regards to, we have a question from Victor about what locations are available. So like I said, we kind of have locations all over the US. So with our internships, we mainly have locations everywhere from the Midwest to the Northeast. We also have, for instance, locations like in Texas, we have Chico, we have Houston, we have New Braunfels, and then in the Northeast, we have like New York, Pennsylvania, and then for Midwest, we have locations in Indiana, Illinois, places like that. So that's just kind of a broad overview just of where we do have our operations and where we do send people. But that, like I said, it's based upon the operation, the location, and where the projects are located that summer. But those are the main kind of areas that we do send our interns. Let's see what's next. Relocation, it is just for the US. For the US interns, we don't have relocation for, we typically don't send any interns outside of the US. For Canada region interns, we'll hire people inside of Canada, but rarely do we send interns unless it's a really special occasion to do, an international internship or things like that. I know that we've had interns come over from Heidelberg, but we've never sent interns to go over there. So I hope that answers your question for that. And then, so we do have some spring and fall internships. It's mainly just summer internships. With spring and fall, it's a special situation where if our teams are looking to hire, we definitely can bring you on in the fall or spring, but typically it's just summer unless a team has stated that they want an intern in the fall or spring semester. The hard part with that is a lot of our teams have noticed that with school and things like that, but I know that sometimes our interns don't, they want a co-op position or things like that. So that's definitely something, if you're interested in, we can work with you on. And if that's, a passion of yours, we can definitely make sure that, a spring or fall semester internship could work out. I think that's probably all of the questions. It seems like I've answered most of the other questions so far. But if you have any questions, if there's any questions that I didn't get to or didn't answer from you all, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out through the careers email, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And, if you want, like I said, if you want to set up a call, I'm happy to do that as well and talk to you a little bit more. But I think that's about it for today. Awesome. Thank you, everyone.